Good evening, my dear gamers. Tonight we saddle up as one of the four horsemen and take on the end of the world with THQ's Darksiders. So grab your sword as a legendary war and get ready for an apocalypse filled with action and puzzles. Let's begin. We first meet our big man in red as he is being stripped of his powers and blamed for initiating the end of the world on a false alarm. Naturally, the angsty horseman refuses to take this lying down and requests for a chance to clear his name or die trying. So, with sword in hand and a cynical spirit parole officer in tow, War returns to a demolished world filled with furious demons and vengeful angels that are more than ready to impede his quest to restore the balance. What follows is an epic tale of redemption and revenge, honor and deceit, all wrapped up in a mystery that keeps you guessing till the final curtain falls. When looking at the design, I have a lot of praise to offer up. The combat system is smooth and fluent, allowing you to make a gory mess in a very clean fashion. What really stands out is the level design. Each area offers up its own unique challenges and puzzles that really will keep your brain going while you enjoy a vibrant environment. However, the originality is a bit lacking, as there are numerous rip-offs of the Legend of Zelda series, including dungeon maps and a rather familiar set of tools for problem solving. One can expect two things when it comes to actually playing Darksiders. First is combat. Obviously, War's main weapon is the massive sword on his back. However, you will find there are other weapons that you'll pick up along the way. And while the most obvious way to upgrade these main weapons is to simply just kill a lot of baddies, you can also use souls from the fallen to purchase new attacks and abilities, and also even use artifacts for an extra boost that you'll pick up along the way. While I have some minor details that got on my nerves, they're not worth mentioning, but I will say this. The weapon system for leveling works, but it's way too slow, and you really have to play a long time after completing the main storyline if you really want to max out your abilities. The second major aspect is dungeon puzzles. Each area offers you a new tool that you can use as a weapon and also will dictate what kind of puzzles you can expect to find. Now, I'm not going to go into much detail here to avoid spoilers, but I will simply just leave it at this. I was challenged and thoroughly entertained. I have mixed feelings about THQ's presentation of the game. Within the game itself, I'm liking what I'm seeing. The cutscenes and cinematics wowed me with a powerhouse of voice acting, including Mark Hamill as the Watcher.
Remember that, or I will really get under your skin.
And you rarely find yourself waiting for more than a few seconds when it comes to load times. Yes, awesome sauce. However, that ride quickly comes to an end. THQ has offered up a fascinating story of heaven and hell, but you can only immerse yourself as far as the cutscenes and gameplay will allow you. I'd like to see more openings to plumb the depths of this amazing story in the sequel. When it comes to replay value, Darksiders unfortunately falls pitifully short. The only option for gameplay you're really given is the main story, one of 3 difficulties. And it's not a case of not really having anything you could be tweaking into bonus play. The story features a variety of challenges such as flying combat on a griffin, shadow arenas where you fight under certain conditions, and even a killing contest with a big angry Scotsman with a huge hammer. I'm sincerely hoping that this will be remedied in the sequel that THQ has already confirmed. But let's get down to the bottom line for Darksiders. I'm giving story a 9. THQ has struck what could potentially open up into a very successful franchise as the plot continues even after the final battle. Design gets an 8. While I cannot say that the dungeon concepts are the most original things I've ever seen, I can say I thoroughly enjoyed fighting and solving my way through each one. Gameplay also gets an 8. I had fun playing Darksiders, but there's a lot of little details that need to be fixed before I can truly say I've been wowed. Presentation also gets an 8. THQ has presented a game that really caught my attention and kept me fascinated through the whole entire play. But I really feel like they could have included more opportunities to immerse myself within this world of the story. And then finally, replay value trips up to receive a 5. There's literally nothing else to play besides the main story, so there's not that much of an incentive to pick it back up. This brings the final score to about a 7.